viewport also agrees with that. And then I'll start opening Unity up to, yeah, cool, I have appeared. I can see myself. There's a small amount of latency. Let's listen to the audio. What's my volume like up here? I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm about the right volume. I might be a bit quiet. We'll see if anyone else can let me know. Cool. We have chat open somewhere. Oh, it was covering OBS. That's probably not a smart move, is it? Maybe like that's better. Yeah, don't be able to see. Cool. Well, I think that's all that I'm gonna need for the time being. Awesome. This is my chat is, yeah, it looks correct. It does look correct. Cool. We'll minimize the stream manager and let's just get started by drinking water, apparently. I'm just realizing with my new and improved microphone setup, my water drinking might be like extra visible. Visible? Audible. Audio visibility. What am I talking about? Okay, so what are we doing today? This is why I have the task list up. I'm continuing to work on the new map. I don't think it's even a prototype at this point. I think we could just say that it's been implemented. But regardless, we have a couple things just standing out as to-dos on this. So I'm going to try and do... this is the big one I'd like to tackle today, applying the enemy generation count information correctly to the new encounters. So rather than explaining this abstractly, let's just get Unity open. Aha, welcome, Jake. Nice to see you. This Brisbane's on fire. I wouldn't know. I have air conditioning in my new office now, so I'm immune to the outside weather conditions. Moving house, pain in the ass, but it is definitely better on the other end. Do you have air conditioning? I hope you have air conditioning currently. Oh, only downstairs. Yeah, that was how I had it at my old place. Like, I'm pretty good. I mean, I grew up using the computer while being too sweaty because I live in Australia, but like, it's still not a great situation. Guess what hot air does, man? I don't know, Jake. What does hot air do? This is literally the same as me at my previous house. Do be rising. Yeah, like you go downstairs and everyone's like, "Oh, it's not even that hot today," and I'm like, "Isn't it?" Drenched in sweat, red in the face from being upstairs. Last 3/4. That's the one. Cool. So, let me run the game and then I will point at it and I will talk about it and then I will look at the task list again. That's the plan. By the way, I think I talked about this in my recent devlog video that I put out on the 2 p.m. channel, but as you can see, I got some sick cross lighting. Look at the purple cross lighting now. Oh, this is the massive glow up to the stream's quality. You can pinpoint the exact stair in the staircase where the aircon just stops being. How is it that I'm seeing messages in the chat window in OBS before I'm seeing them in the actual chat window? What? Okay, you did wish the devlog. Nice. So you probably actually know what we're about to work on then. Cool. So yeah, the first thing on the list is that right now when I'm doing this new map design, so if I say I'm going to go this way, then go through these 3 encounters, this is going to give me, yeah, it's going to be a 5 enemy fight and it will be hard is what we say. This information, as I said in the devlog, does not do anything. It does not mean anything currently, and we need to make it mean something. So we'll have to try and work out how to feed this information through to the encounter and then use it for the enemy spawning. I actually think we'll do this before we do the other stuff because these are all smaller tasks. So let's try and get that to do something meaningful. I need to get some code open then in Rider, yeah. Hopefully my new internet connection is also up to the task of streaming. This is the first test of actually doing it. I think that it will be fine. I think it will be better than the previous one, honestly. But we'll find out. Okay, so come on. Selection. So here we've got the general handling of how this stuff works. So on tile, not on select, it's test, isn't it? On test. Yeah, that's it. Enter encounter. I'm right there. So yeah, we kind of want to like store some information before. Well, let me have a look at this. When we get the encounter returns encounter with modifiers, yeah, where's this used? Encounter dot. Yeah, we pull all those out. And then, okay, so we're just calculating that stuff. We're not passing any more information through yet. So that's okay. We can go to the game unpid sniffly. Fun times. Game state system. So is my screen region okay for this? Not quite. Move this across a little bit. I can't really quite do side by side, can I? That's frustrating. Bring that in a little bit too. Maybe like that. Cool. So if we go look at the overall game state, we've got the, what's the macro thing? This, yeah. Army state, encounter state, storyline state, map state. I think it belongs in encounter state if we look in this. Yeah, the room data, room modifiers, and... Oh, interesting, actually. We want the board game map view controller. And then we have the encounter dot modifiers object is a type of encounter modifiers. Oh, that's really annoying. We've got room modifiers and encounter modifiers. Might better to call them names, so parameters, not modifiers. Let's do that because I'm going to confuse the shit out of myself otherwise. Encounter parameters. Yes. I have a question for you, Jay. Well, I have two questions for you actually. Did you have a good New Year's / Christmas / holiday period? And additionally, have you been playing any video games that are actually good? Answer those at your leisure, obviously. No urgency. Didn't I just rename these and then it didn't rename them? Encounter parameters. Encounter parameters seems fair. I guess it doesn't have to actually have anything stored in it yet. But we should do something like an event for... Keyboard's not in the right spot. 1 second. Move some shit around. Get this cable out of my way. What is happening? Yeah. Oh my god, what have I done? There we go. Encounter parameters. Parameters. Something like that. Yeah. And then over here in the... we can just put it at the bottom. On event, encounter parameters updated. Yep. Subscribe, we say X to, we say game dot encounter. Oh my goodness, whoops. Encounter parameters equals X dot parameters. Yay. Can this be formatted nicely? Oh, I don't know if I like the way you did that. Okay, well, sure. What did Jake say? Here we go. New Year's and Christmas was good. Yours had a little break from packing the occasional order. January's been bad for business, but that's normal, so good time to take a break. Year of 30th, that's just kicked off me. You've been to 2 already. 2 already? Damn, that's densely packed. Year of 30th, huh? I hadn't really thought about that. I've been struggling to play games. Managed to finish Dread and the new Mario Party has been a go-to. I've seen people playing the new Mario Party on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, Mario Party is fun. I always go through like a phase of being like, I want to play this all the time, and then I never want to play it again, basically. I haven't picked Dread back up. I don't know why. I just kind of got like a little bit stuck, but I could probably finish it. I'm basically like, I'm not looking forward to any games except for Elden Ring currently, I don't think. This one lets you use regular controls. Well, that's nice. Um, I mean, I was going to say, it's nice that you're getting to take a bit of a break in January, but I guess, bad business isn't always great, but yeah. Kirby's right there, and then how dare you? Fair, good point. Look, it does look like a pretty good game, the Kirby game. I haven't really done my due diligence or decided if I'm gonna go in for it yet. I just like Elden Ring has just been it's been the fixation point for so long. I'm like a video game that I know should be good, that I might actually enjoy. I updated these parameters. Now I need to read them when we spawn the enemies in, right? Now the thing is that I'm concerned about that we're currently running into actually with this code change is like the short version of this is the tutorial is going to be completely broken. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't have to be that way. We'll see. Other than that, I've mostly been trying to work towards your target of a 100k in bike ride with your future brother-in-law. Ooh, very nice. Also, Bic ride. Boke and Bic, both good. 100 kilometers, that's pretty far. That's further than I think I could cycle. In what is a completely irrelevant measurement of to anyone, and especially anyone listening to this. I mean, that's a pretty ambitious goal, though. Is it good to see? My break was pretty good. We we managed to leave the state, which is difficult in Australia currently. We went to New South Wales, went to Barrington National Park, and we stayed in a little cabin there for I think 5 days or so. Did some hiking, not much else. No phone reception, no computer, no internet, etc. Just reading, sitting around the fireplace. And then the ordeal of getting back into the state and trying to find COVID tests and all that fun shit. But it was really good. It's nice to get away from everything. Nice to just go somewhere other than the inside of my house. Like that's been the vibe for a while. The photos were nice. Yeah, I was very pleased with the nature quota I got in there. You got to get a little bit of like nature top up every it's just periodic. You go insane without some amount of interaction with nature. At least perhaps this is more to do with my lifestyle of sitting at the computer all day every day, except when I go on a hike where there's no phone reception. But whatever. So I am passing this through. I was gonna make this an option, wasn't I? Yeah, let's do it. I'm game for that. Let's say maintain some semblance of compatibility with the tutorial. I don't know how the map's gonna work for the tutorial still. It's the thing. I'm gonna talk to Ricky about what to do about this shit. Why is get is it not used? That doesn't mean it's not going to be used. That's silly. Yeah, I'm kind of coming in and out on the talk about the holidays, sorry, because I'm doing two things at once. But overall, it was nice to just not do work for a while. I took 2 or 3 weeks off of programming pretty much, and then coming back and being like, oh, I'm actually excited to work on stuff again. It's nice to know that the burnout does subside. I'm getting closer and closer to being done with my current day job as well. I'm winding up at the end of February, so that's counting down the weeks now to having a lot more time to do whatever I want. New house is good too, yeah. We're in. Actually, no, I won't dox myself. I'll tell you privately instead. um, but yeah, we're in a pretty good place now. I think it's a 3 bedroom instead of a 2 bedroom, so I've got the smallest bedroom for the office. It's basically the same amount of money we we're paying at the previous house, but just bigger and nicer inside. Internet's better. Public transport's a bit worse, especially right now. But it's not a huge deal. If I leave my job, I won't have to go to the city too much anymore. So yeah, it's basically just been nice to chill. Had a very hectic period coming back from the national park, getting across the border, and then moving house, and then going back to work. So finally feels like basically now I'm like breathing the sigh of relief. Everything is actually kind of come together. Decor is worse. You can't see enough to make that assessment. I do have the inflatable tiger head, but it's not up on the wall behind me yet. I'm working on it. My Amazon order, right? I ordered all my Amazon shit, my like these lighting panels and all the stuff to like set up the room for good audio with the foam paneling. But they sent me everything in like one package, and the thing they sent, they were like, "Oh, we couldn't get this in time, send in a separate package." All the attachment stuff to put things onto the wall was in the second package. So my room's just full of stuff on the floor that's like ready to be put onto the wall. Um, it's an excellent way for it to turn out. The bubble crop on the old webcam does make it a bit harder to fit in the tiger, though. I'll say that much. So uncheck that. We need to do. It's actually kind of hard to know when to clear the encounter parameters. Because I guess it's when you. Oh my god, my brain. When does it make sense to do it? Hello. Welcome to the stream, Ricky. Let me know if you want to get on Discord, by the way. Like, I'm happy to do that if you're keen. Although it'll probably result in me getting less programming done, but that's not the end of the world. So I guess that when we load. Really, we could have just rolled it in with this, right? And that might make more sense, actually, to put it in here instead of a separate event. And sickness. Oh, that sounds fun. Is that COVID sickness or general sickness? Are you down with the sickness? Yeah. Where we dispatch this event. Oh, hang on. By default, this is none, obviously. And then where we do on test. Yeah, but we dispatch this. Wait. Yeah, this. No. This is not the same thing. Dispatched by... Okay, yuck, no. Do it the other way. Non-COVID. Nice. 2022. No people have COVID somehow. Voted for 2021. Yeah, I mean, that's I actually, well, I don't think I have a... I've only got a couple of people I know firsthand who've had COVID still. But yeah, mostly no contact with it in my immediate circle yet. I expect that's going to change, though. I mean, everyone is getting sick. Cleanest nostrils. Oh, man. Cleanest nostrils in the game. They call me Mr. Clean Nose. I maintain that I have no idea when the right time to... I guess, yeah. Yeah, encounter completed. Let's clear the encounter dot encounter parameters equals none here, right? Because like we're definitely not going to use this encounter again at that point. And then let's have a look on the part spawn. Room loader is the first place to begin, I guess. So yeah, when we load the room, if we generate the layout, units to spawn. Where do all these variables get used then? Here. Okay. So I guess that we can yeah, it's basically this function that chooses the units then, isn't it? I think this is the wrong place to handle it though. That's like the raw list. I reckon we should go to whatever handles this event and then we'll do it there. So that one. Yeah. Event. This one. Yeah, this is the one. This is that, yeah, the piece of code that I hate. 17 hours of sleep last night. Dude, it's gonna be some kind of world record. That's crazy. I want 17 hours of sleep. Can you give me a sleep loan? Yeah, no, I imagine it probably does. Um, Hopefully you feel better soon. I could definitely use 17 hours of sleep, not gonna lie. Somehow, like, my like work at the moment is just like incredibly boring and incredibly like draining at the same time. It feels like there's nothing important to do, and yet at the end of each day I'm like, I would like to go to sleep for 12 hours. I think that's what they call like having no motivation, which is understandable given how close we are to the end. Okay, so let's think about this. We have, yeah, we're not doing units, we're doing enemies. So, foe, yep. Enemy spawn options don't count. What did we loop through? 14 units to spawn, right. So, I think a bit of dev won't fix, right? Well, yeah, assuming the dev goes well. So the problem I'm thinking about here is that what we want to be able to do is pass in the context of how many units and how hard they should be, and have something generate the enemies correctly based on that. So there's a couple ways that you could think about doing that. Because let's me think about how this actually works. Right, when we do an enemy get enemies, this thing here is that what actually generates the enemies, right? Oh. Man, this code's about to get gnarly. All right, let's make it worse. Um so if we have so enemies is what, a number? No, what does this get used for? It just gets used to produce that count. Okay. So in that case, if no, sorry, it's the parameters if sum p, then target size equals p dot. I guess it's that. Let's have a look at the like. There's a bit of code that describes this. You will fight X enemies. You will fight difficulty enemies. Sure. There we go. I just saw what you said before. I didn't leave my room until 10 a.m. today, and I don't remember the last time I did that. Yeah, like, okay. So I like a lot of my friends get up pretty early, so there's not a lot of sympathy for this. But like, I don't remember the last time that I actually slept in anymore. It's like 9 o'clock is not a freaking sleep in. Like, compared to work, sure, but, you know, not like, I was gonna say not objectively. In the objective definition of a sleep in, it doesn't count. Round to int. If we were past parameters, then use those for procgen. No, then this code could use a simplification like pass. Because it could. Alright, so if you have results add range of type where select modifiers must spawn. Okay, yeah, and then we don't need that. And then we pick them randomly currently. So, like, the hard versus easy shit, I don't think matters very much. I actually think that this count will do the right thing now, though. So this one now wants those parameters, right? Does this thing already have a state? It does. Like, this seems wrong, but it seems also right when I think about how easy it was to write it. Let's see if that compiles, and then let's also just see, like, what this does. I don't think it's going to quite behave correctly, but it might just work. And that, is there any better feeling than writing some hacky code and having it do exactly what you want and then never thinking about it again? The answer is no. I need some music. 1 second. I will sort myself while it builds. Oh yeah, I've got to mute the music in the game. All right. I'll leave you in anticipation while I sort my Spotify out. Virtual self. Yeah, that one. I distracted myself because there's a karaoke icon on Spotify's toolbar for the lyrics now. All right. Let's check this out. So if we pick these three, you'll fight 4 enemies, it'll be hard. Should we see if the prophecy comes true, or should we try with a different number? Let's try 2 enemies, because, like, that's an unusually low number. So let's see. I also expect that the scaling is wrong, just as an aside, for our, like, what number of enemies we're going to spawn. We can adjust that. So 1, 2, 3... It appeared to pick 4. So we've got to get inside the code we were just looking at then. I may not have dispatched that event. I think I didn't. I did not, yeah. So events.dispatch, new encounter, parameters updated, parameters equals encounter.parameters. Not repetitive at all. Okay, so that probably explains exactly what happened there. I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting it to mostly work, so let's see if we get lucky this time. Okay, try 2. We definitely have a lot of little fix-ups to do on this, but we're getting somewhere here. Okay, so will it be a 3rd? Nice. Okay, it did work. Very cool. Okay. Fuck. Not a great map so far, but I'm glad that the code did the right thing. You know, I really want him to hop back here, but I don't know what I'm actually doing. I should just, like, kill. That wasn't expected either. This is going very poorly. I mean, excellent demonstration of how not to play the game. Oh, I didn't think about that. It puts him off the grid, yeah. This'll work. No, it won't. There is only one hope for us, which is to back the frick up. No! I can leave, actually. Okay, running away works a lot better in the latest version of the design too, because, like, there is legitimately a reason to do it sometimes. Okay, so I have 2 units left, Blood Blocked and Team Warded. I kind of want anything useful. I have no money. I could do a mini game. It seems like the best thing. There's no rewards on this board at all. Bloodbound, sturdy, xenophobe. Well, that's not. Oh wait, we have. Oh, we can have an all lancer build. That's very good. I want to prioritize getting a lot of these guys then. We'll get him on the final way out, I guess. Can we get this one? I don't know why I took an extra step there. That was silly. This is an excellent maze so far. I'm killing it. Big profit margin on that one. Cool, that's a very good build. Let's... I guess we can, like... I don't really want to take the punishments, so... We'll fight 5 enemies, sure. So, we've got a million of these guys. We definitely want these two out together. We have 4 units, so why not place... Is 4 Lancers too stupid? Maybe. Might better do 3 with a dog. That's what I'm thinking about right now. So maybe like 1 there. 1 there. If they're still to each friendly unique class deploy, that's not going to go that well, but it's something. And maybe this is like good. Because I can charge in with you and get you immediately. 4 lance forever. Too late. You need to get in quicker with your I say hot takes, but I'm not sure it's actually that hot. We back the F up here. Like, I can take that, but then you're gonna come in here and try and take care of my homeboy. So what if we do something more like going to hide? Yeah, okay, we do that, then like... So he's not strong enough to kill him, though. We can do this. It's not that useful, though. Not until, like... We can do this, but we keep him in the corner. It's just annoying. There we go. We really would like to dash and kill this guy. This isn't going anywhere. I can send this guy down to help. Oh, I would have been in line with it if that hadn't happened. That's super annoying. That's also super annoying. But we can... Nah, actually. Gotta be careful with this. That's the move we wanted. Still hate it. We can get this guy out of here at least now. I think, yeah, you can't dash that far, so let's get you aligned with that. Okay, you're gone. You're defeated. Think you could beat me? You can never beat me. Even though I'm quite bad. So I now have enough money to buy 1 unit from a shop. There's a unit reward over here which seems worth to get. Find a shop and 1 unit. So that's a very good way to dispose of 2 encounter tiles, sure. Why shoot the boring? But it's not boring. That bug still exists where the title's wrong. Units can still have the boring as a title when they have a trait. Let's check out what's in the shop. Okay, we got a rogue. We could use one of those. Bloodblessed rogue, a guarded lancer, a bloodbound archer of metal though, so not that good. Blood blocked, unique elements deployed. I can't help but feel that I want the rogue just because the rogue is good, but we could go all lancer all the time still. It's the ultimate lancer build. It's just a shitty lancer though. Let's get the rogue. More flexible. All right, we'll go for the boss, and then we'll find out what the other thing that I need to implement today, which is changing biomes. Cool. So apparently we're gonna. What are we gonna go with? This seems good, but I do want these two as well. And I get 4 units. Is a dog good on this? I don't think it is. Might take this guy too. All right, let's put you here. You here. You. Yeah, you here. Oh, right, of course, I'm stupid. And then let's put you, like, here, I guess. So I think that the most obvious move is actually something like that here, because it just attacks a lot of stuff at once, but so they have the problem afterwards of that occurring. You know what? Don't do that. We could chase you 1 to here. I was gonna say, can we get in with the bomb, but clearly not. I like to shoot my weapons. Can we get him to go back there? Is there anything useful to do apart from just attacking? Cormac's too easy. We need to do something about this boss. Damn it, it's too strong. Okay, cool. So, like, something should have happened there and it didn't. That's what we need to work on next. Oh. Pause. So, when we do the... Alt tab zoom group. When we actually do this, yeah, when we generate the boss part... So we've got this change biome on completion flag. What does this do? I guess this needs to just do something in the map board game controller. But we need to listen to that event. So what happens? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I didn't see when you posted that last comment, Ricky, about it's pretty difficult not to take losses. Oh, in Cormag, I see what you're saying. The main thing I've noticed is that he has a tendency to move away from a unit that he should try and kill because of the way you tend to attack him. And so he often lets you off the hook for like a very stupid move. And the other thing is that his buff doesn't seem to actually be making him stronger because he should one-shot your units more often than he does. So I think I need to make not moving a more like highly prioritized option for Cormag. Because he always seems to move out of the optimal position in my experience. So what does populate board do, just quickly? He's first boss. It's true, it's true. He just offers no challenge to me, but I guess maybe that's because I already know how his AI works. So like I can just null out. It seems like the wrong place to do it, but I do store directly to it here, so let's do it. It feels like it should be an option, not a null, if I'm going to do this, but whatever. So we null it out, and then we call populate board, I think. Well, it depends when this gets called in the life cycle of things, actually. So who dispatches this? After storyline draw phase entered. Okay. Let's bear with this for the time being, because it does matter. Low effort bard art coming your way. Nice. Spawn location needs to vary. I agree. I I feel like we need to spend some time tuning the game. Like, obviously we've been pushing on this particular direction with the map because it makes sense to us, but like, I've just been thinking a lot about this, that I'm like, we need to actually stop saying that we're gonna make fun in the game a priority and actually like just sit and work out what it needs right now to make it like, not like, the map is addressing the macro game's fun aspect being lacking, but I still think there's a lot of micro, like within encounters, where the game sort of like lulls. We need to just tighten it up and get the tension high, because I feel like the map has really enabled me to be a lot more. Like, I'm constantly engaged now, but I feel like we haven't really like adjusted the rest of the game to keep you in that mindset. It's just that like we're now realizing it's what we want out of it. Okay, so do I dare test this? I don't think it makes sense yet, the code. Well, like, calling populate board, right, is going to recreate everything. So we need to clear the board first. Maybe that needs to be another function. Ah, too many lines. Private void clear board. And that means that counters are too same because unit turnover is low. Yeah, that's probably true. I think also, I mean, as we've talked about many times recently, I think we actually need to push more unit variety as a direction where, like, if you're constantly running into new things and new traits and stuff and interesting stat combinations, it's quite different to the old version of the game. I think we actually are pushing towards a much higher turnover game. Not even that in like directly intentionally. It's just becoming the better way to play, which is a good thing in my opinion. Um, so yeah, we really just do want to destroy all the children here. Yeah, board container not transform. Unit stats will become useful maybe. Yeah, with the permanent unit stat upgrade and downgrade reward and punishments, I actually think that makes quite a big difference. Oh, it's because I have this here. Okay, view. Remove child that. For each child in parent. Destroy X. Cool. So that is remove all. Don't really need to do that then, because I can just remove all here. Actually, you know, I take it back. Put it back. Clearboard. View.remove all children of board container. And make new units better. Ben become. What? Okay. Ben become villain? What are you saying? Uh, FFS PS4 chat. I'm processing this information still. Oh, I see. I see. I understand now. Yes, remove all children. I was like, has he sent me something on PlayStation 4 chat? I can't check that right now. Why would he do that? Okay, so we need to clear board, populate board. The question is, will this do the right thing? I expect the answer to be probably not, but let's see. See, this actually has to do something else first, which is bard prefab dot transform dot parent equals this, just temporarily. Oh, transform. Temporarily, so this isn't orphaned in the destroy call. Yeah, I understand it. You're watching on the PS4 and it sucks. Yes, Twitch app on the PS4 is bad. All right, so let's not make ourselves go through a huge ordeal to trigger this. Let's just make a key binding that can trigger this. Developer mode system? Get key up. Key code dot L. You just keep using up until you can't anymore. So that will allow us to test this. I don't know what it'll do. We'll find out. Oh. What kind of thing is this? What is a biome? Oh, it's an enum. I can do it. Okay. Okay, well, that'll fix that crash. Whether that's the only problem, I don't know yet. Well, it made a new one. That's good. If I pause and check out the scene hierarchy while doing that, did I like mess it up at all, or is it okay? Seems to be a reasonable number of them. Yeah, okay, seems good. So let's try beating the boss. Interesting question, actually. Like, what biome? I guess I can't see that information that easily right now, can I? Let's find out what biome it thinks we're in. Are we in the swamp? That's the other question. Yes. Well, good. Okay. All fire party. Kind of cool. All right, so I have a question for you, Ricky. Well, actually, I have multiple. Think about it. How many enemies should we actually be spawning based on the difficulty level of the encounter? Because it currently seems wrong. Like two's too few, right? And additionally, what do you think about the display? Like, let us get out of the encounter. How should we think about rendering this screen? Because I've made it just like this abstract POV Fire Nation wins. This abstract like chessboard thing it doesn't show you a biome you're in. So I'm still not sure how we should try and indicate that. Like, do we try and make like a board that goes underneath this that like indicates the biome, and then these are just like squares on top of it? Is each square a little floating island like we used to have in the storyline? It's hard for me to know what would actually be good here. Big biome fan. Big biome fan. Like, I assume that you're saying, like, imagining that there's, like, a board underneath this that is the big biome board. But it is hard to interpret this level of English. Option one, yeah, the big one. Okay. It's more annoying to draw, but I agree that it probably will look better. And then on the other thing I was asking about, like how many enemies, how do we scale the number of enemies with the difficulty of the encounter? Clearly, a linear scale is not actually making much sense. Like fighting one or two enemies is never going to make sense. Like, are we just saying that's within the realm of the design to make it extremely easy for yourself? I mean, it's obviously like that is permissible, but I think it might be too easy, especially in later biomes, to go with that. Okay, I'm gonna check something quickly. Yeah, one of these. So 2+ difficulty. It's a good start. Yep. We'll try that. Let's have it just flow all the way through from the beginning, honestly. Try that with the floor on it. There are 6x6 of these. Look, I could measure this way more accurately, actually. And yet I just don't want to. So we're gonna, let's Alt-C this one, save this one as, map tiles just in here, okay. Board, biome, board dot a sprite. My water bottle's in the way of that little bit of text, nice. And then if we make this, what, like, imagine this is just like times 7. It's a pretty stupid way of doing it, but we're gonna do it. Save it, come back over here, pause, unpause, stop, all that good stuff. Board BG. Biome board. Yeah, this needs the anim importer to just import the animation. How big are the gaps? Yeah, I was just gonna like test this and then work backwards. I times it by 7 instead of 6 to account for the gaps. This is gonna look scuffed, and then let's find out how it's wrong. Yeah, I like. There's generally like we haven't got a concept of like what makes an enemy easier or harder anywhere in the game yet. Yeah, I was kind of imagining it's like, well, we sort of drew this in the mock-ups. Like it's an island in space, right? So like I want to have something that makes sense at that scale. Hmm. It seems like it needs to be quite a bit bigger. Um, it's very hard to know the right pixel sizes for this. Yeah, because like I think the map tiles might be scaled, is what I'm realizing. No, any of these? Oh, but this is scaled. Yeah, so each map tile it was already 1.6 times bigger. I gotcha now. Well, this also needs that same multiplier then, which isn't that big as we can see. But let's try this at this size then with that. Oh, it's very close to being the right size. Interesting. Yeah, so if I actually draw in the edges of this, it might be about right. Yeah, because if you draw this line is what I'm thinking, right? Oh, I'm a little speedy there, yeah. But that's the gist of it. Yoink. Gotcha. So we've got that, and then let's just see what that looks like when we import it. It's gonna be wrong still, I expect, but I don't know wrong how. Not that bad, actually. Now I want those colors back, kind of, though. Okay, we have outlines. Then we can take this. I'm not going to actually stick with these colors, but they have better contrast for the purpose of what I'm trying to currently look at. So what's duplicate layer? Apparently I don't know what it is. All right, well, look, that's basically the setup. It's not gonna look amazing, but it does look like something. The pixels appear to be half as big as I expected. Okay, well, I guess that means it's twice as big as it needs to be. Fuck. Can't believe you've done this. Why are these like slightly off from each other? The most bothersome thing, man. It should be like this. Why am I unable to create this board? There we go. All right, well, that's something. Get chat back on top. Cool. Wrong way. All right, here they start. We have something. Canvas could be a bit bigger, hey? Because the thing is, you can imagine, like, here's what I was thinking about. You can get, like, this line here and just bring it down like this. And then, same thing, like, you draw this line out here, draw this line straight down here, pretty much. Then you can just, like, flip it horizontally, chop that off, and then, like, we've got, you know, turn off. Oh, I put it on this layer. Why would I do that? Whatever. Fuck it. Perhaps we should make this slightly brighter. Like that, yeah. And then this one should be slightly darker, like that. It's kind of sick. Let's put this frame first so we can see it. So the board is in the wrong aspect ratio now, but that's okay. We can fix this. Why did that change everything? It changed everything. What the fuck just happened? Unity, what are you doing? So I can hear the game is still playing. I can't pause it. The thing is just crashing. I pay money for this product. Like, quite a lot. I cannot wait to never use Unity again. Should clip this and like send it to them or something and be like, this is what your software makes people feel. Yeah, you're gonna open on the wrong screen because you can't remember my settings because it never saves my settings because the only time I quit Unity is when it crashes. So obviously we're not gonna have any fucking progress in here, are we? Because like, did I save this file when I was doing this? Unlikely. Ah. I don't think it needs to be 50. I think that was actually just because Unity was shitting itself in the middle of using it. Maybe not. Close. Is it 20? Damn close if it's not 20. Okay, cool. Might be a bit tall at the sides, but like, look, you understand what the vibe is here, right? Um, there's a debate that it would make more sense to use a 3D model here, and maybe we will move towards that eventually. I guess it depends on how hard it is for me to draw a really nice, like, caricature of the mountain biome here. It might not be that bad. For example, let's just, like, keep this around, but let's make a very, like, roughly mountain colored skin, I was gonna say, for it. Maybe this is this color, this is this, no, this is the top color. What? Yeah, that, oh my goodness, this is the top color. And this can be the backside color. The border color should be much darker than it currently is. Maybe it doesn't need any color. Okay, so that's very, very roughly started. Then you can just do some like snowy sort of stuff at the edges, maybe even, right? Like we can actually just draw the entire thing here. Yeah, I mean, like, that's some very basic shit, obviously. And you can sort of imagine this kind of setup too, right? Where like this sort of like this is dark, then maybe, and then like this stuff. Well, we could even have different colored rock faces. Like this one could be less bright, maybe, but yeah, you can sort of imagine what we'd be doing here. And then maybe just a little like demonstration of other ways that you can augment this just for my sake. Yeah. So like that's a very, very rough idea. Hashtag art. Yeah, look, I've done it. It's very, very much art. I wonder if I can like find a way to put this on the side of there easily. Because this, this looks fucking sick, right? Love this shit. I probably can find a way to do that because you can rotate it like that. And then that would give you most of what you needed, right? Like I can just tile the side of it with this. But you can also like, where the frick? You could just tile it like as an overlay instead too. That's the other thing. So if I were to make a new layer again, you just paste this down and you make a few of them. Then imagine you just basically like put that over the side. It's not aligned properly. You gotta move this down to another one probably. Them rocks tile nicely. I know, right? It's the secret is the mode in here that lets you do exactly that. Where you like, what is it? Sprite. Where's trim? Trim. Then view, yeah, the tiled mode, both axes, where you can like, yeah, woo! This is the greatest mode of any spriting application ever. Then you can just be like, does it tile properly? And keep working on it until it does. Yeah, it's like that. Okay. And then it's still not big enough though. Holy shit. Oh my lord, it's taken a while. Get this right. I know this is kind of a distraction, but I actually think it's not really, because this looking nice is kind of required to actually ship it. The question is, did I just remove one layer of pixels from the outside of it? I did, really, because I want to like, yeah, okay, let's do it this way. This, Shift O, and blue. Okay, now we fill the inside with blue. So now we fill the inside with red. Now we fill the inside with nothing. Now it's one bigger. Genius moves. Okay, and then we can combine those two layers together. So like, duplicate this layer, turn it on, copy this layer's contents, turn it off, paste it into, no, contents, copy, paste it into this layer, turn this layer off, paste it into this layer. Is it not possible? Cool. Now it is apparently possible. So then you take this blue, and then you just go outside, and then you delete it. Cool. Now turn that layer off. Wait, what? Merge down. All right, we have succeeded eventually. I'm stupid though. This mirror is not a nice mirror. I understand that, and yet I don't care. Is there an adjustments? Yeah, brightness, contrast. That's it. Yeah, we'll just do this. Genius, right? What happened to all of my I guess that the flags were in a different layer. I know there's probably too many of them, but we don't care. Okay, let's import it. I quite like this. I've seen it for 3 seconds. This doesn't really work very well. I think that the tiles on the board are now way too like obvious, if that makes sense. Like they could maybe even just be outlines instead of these like filled tiles with this shadow and everything. You can sort of imagine like that, right? The shadows make it look atrocious. That should have been obvious to me. Yeah, maybe we'll go mostly transparent, hey? Probably something more like that. So like that. And then, like, I guess maybe we'll duplicate the layer. Then fill them on this layer. Then this layer overall's opacity is just lower. Something like that. Oh no, I crashed Unity again. By doing something that it's supposed to support. Hooray. Okay, we're gonna get really good at recreating this, hopefully. Okay, bring you across. Last 3/4. So close to being able to access all the content. Almost gonna hit the milestone today. We might even get there if we're lucky. So this one, yeah, same change again. We make the biome board. We put it in front for behind everything. We get an image. We get the biome board image, which is this one for the mountains. We set the native size. We set its position to 0. We then multiply the scale by 2 for some reason. Yep. And then the position is slightly off, but apart from that, we have our business taken care of. Let's just have a look at it. Oops, I can't see chat. There we go. And okay, so hang on. Not bad. Too dark on these ones. The outlines and outlines and outlines maybe a little bit much too. But I was going to say, let's save. That's actually very important now. So we could do a couple of things about this. I think one of them is that this is too dark. So bring it up to this color. And then the other thing is like, should they have a thinner border around them, or should they even have a border? Like I can just hide this layer and leave those. Let's have a look at that. Oh my god, they have their own one? Search. Yeah, this is new. Okay. Map tile. It ain't the quickest. Did that find it for me or not? Does enter do nothing with it? Oh, apparently mine also does nothing. Maybe they broke some APIs here. Select is R. What a weird... How can you use R in the list when you're still typing? This thing is broken as fuck. There's definitely an argument for not putting the snow on top of this. It was definitely better with the outlines. But would it be better with single width outlines again? And what kind of single width? Like this kind of single width or the like really thin kind? Yeah. I think we can get this somewhere that works. I just don't know where that is yet. More yikes in the snow. It's just a color that is very hard to work with because it's full brightness. Like, we can just get rid of it and make it look more like the tiled stuff on the new maps now. Let's see if that's better or worse. Oh, that's a lot better again. To be honest, it's not bad, but I think that we could just get rid of the snow. I feel like the outline's excessively thick on the thing too. Interesting that it thinks that's the case. If you were to just like... Obviously, if you were just not doing any of that decoration on there, would that just be better overall? Probably. Let's have a look at that. I mean, it's basic, but I think this concept can work. I've satisfied myself that much. It needs to move up a little bit. Yeah, it's at 20. That's fine. So if we save that, let's make one for the swamp and the desert, and that's going to result in, so it's going to comprise of not that much. If If we go to tiles, swamp, yeah. That looks cool. Imagine this is like the muddy bank holding the water in. That's how I'm going to explain why it looks the way it does to you. And then the desert's going to be same, but different. Like, we're just really color blocking these things for now so that it looks visually good enough. The desert, I suppose, can just basically be this texture all down the sides. See, like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. We don't have to draw it this way yet, but like, um, what I'm sort of thinking for the sand is like less of this shape. I need this to be bigger, like before. Less of this shape and more of like, it's like a pile that's like sloping down and like spilling onto the ground more, right? Like that's what this edge looks like, is like sand has spilled onto an underlying surface. So it's like sitting on the table you're playing the game on. This should be set to this. Did it again. Okay, this line should not be straight. That's the thing I'm about to work on. It's probably too much, but like, yeah, it should just curve back and forth between the two like that. Yeah, that's the type of shit I'm thinking about, basically. That seems good. That'll get us somewhere. So this now has to be like named properly. 1, 2 needs a view controller biome. Grid-based. Yeah, game. Scripts. UI. That's it. Yeah, biome board view controller. So this just needs basically a way to receive which biome needs which board as a prop on it, right? That's the thinking. Where's my writer instance that is open, but just like... So public sprite mountain board. Just as a heads up, Ricky, I was just thinking about this earlier. The tutorial makes no sense with the new map at all. We've got to think about some other way of doing the tutorial's like structure. And the last biome with the like boss battle doesn't really make sense either. I'm not really like sweating that currently, but we have to find a way of making it work. Like otherwise it's not in the game anymore, basically. Just orphan content. So that's something to think about for a little bit. Not a huge deal. Not null mountain board. Yeah. Say again, audio cut out. Oh, okay. With the new map design implemented, we basically, like, the tutorial doesn't fit in the game anywhere because there's no way to do that, like, one encounter after the other sort of setup. And the same way that we implemented the final boss battle of the chess themed room where you fight all the units, that doesn't really fit into this new map design either. So we need to think of a way to put those back in the game. Whether that means like a totally different interface or somehow changing what we put on this board to allow other kinds of like game mode to be taking place. I don't know. But the chessboard room, well, I guess like it's a different way of using it, right? Because the chessboard room was previously like you just get to play it over and over again if you beat the run. I guess we can just take that out and it can just be a challenge room or something. I guess that's fine. The tutorial, yeah, I do think we need to like do the tutorial again slash better, but I feel bad like taking it out because if new people come to play the game, they're not going to have a tutorial to go through, right? So it's not a super cool place to land currently. Yeah, I guess it depends on how much you want to preserve. Yeah, it's just wondering we see by the fake win bust. I understand that. It's mean like we have to release a version of the game like now with the new map in it. So like that needs to ideally preserve as much of the existing functionality as possible. Like not having a tutorial seems like kind of pretty bad regression, and like I'm less concerned about like the chessboard room not being accessible slash not being able to infinitely replay it at the end of the run. But we still have to think about like what makes a satisfying end to the current game. You know, because there is no desert boss currently or anything either. We need events equals events here. Oh my god, get that. There you go. Yeah, don't really want to work on the tutorial until we know what we'll be teaching in it. I agree. Well, the other thing we can do is like the other way around, right? Where and bear with me while I get my brain together here. But like instead of this like tutorial thing we made where it's like a series of encounters and it's like a story that's running through them, the tutorial can just be like you click on it, it pulls up a list of like tutorials, like a list of things that you can learn. And when you click on one of those, it takes you to an encounter specially made to teach you that. And when you come back, you just come back to the tutorial menu, and there's not this like connecting line between them. Like that's sort of what I think the end game of the tutorial would be better as anyway, because then people can choose to replay one part of it, and it's more like these self-contained little like simulations. That's a smarter way to do it. Cool. Yeah. I do think I like that more. It's not a huge reach from where we are, so I can probably get that in pretty quickly. We can release a build with the tutorial kind of broken, but I just want to get it back in. The chessboard thing, I'm not really sure what to do with, because like the previous way I approached that was like, if you beat the swamp boss, you then get into an episode which has one encounter in it, and it's just the boss fight for the chess thing. And then if you beat it, you just get that episode again. So I'm not really sure how to even attach that to the current game. Like, if you make it a challenge room, then it's just a really like scary challenge room to get in the swamp at the moment, which is something, but it's a bit weird. I don't know. I'll write down the tutorial thing because I also think it is probably the right solution. Migrate tutorial to a list of tutorial encounters that you can replay to learn a specific mechanic. They don't have to feed into one another anymore. Just set up initial state correctly. So it will the final biome. Yeah. I'm not thinking forward in time. I'm thinking about right now, right? Like, what do we do now with it? Because previously you get it just if after you beat the swamp boss, you just get it. What now? They're like, okay, so here's the way I'm thinking about it. It can just be that like the final biome is like, okay, no, let's think about this a bit differently, maybe. Maybe we just take the chess room out. Well, so that's the other way of doing it, is basically what you're saying is like create a biome that is the final biome, and then the only tile in it is the chessboard tile. I suppose that's the only way to really do it at the moment. It's a bit hacky. I'm not sure how important it is to leave that in there, but it's the thing with that one is that like you can't like you normally win the run and then get to come back and replay it. I'm not that concerned about letting you replay it indefinitely, to be honest. It's just a novel thing we could enable before. I think maybe the shortest path home seems like making a stand-in final biome where every tile on the board takes you to that chess encounter, and if you beat it, you just get the U1 screen and you can restart your run. There's no replaying the final encounter because whatever. Like, I can just drop that feature. The question is how important it is to have the chess encounter in the game right now anyway. I think it's somewhat important, but it'd be better to just have more biomes than to put that in. I don't know. The other thing, oh, as an aside, the other thing that's good about the tutorial restructuring is that we can include a tutorial of the new map in that, and it fits in the structure a bit better to have a sort of like just it's an episode, not an episode, sorry, like a thing in a list you click, it launches a cutscene that like explains something. Final Biome's gonna need some cutscenes anyway. Better to have a new map that isn't as polished. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure if people are going to feel miffed if like the ability to access that chess room gets dropped for a while. It's not going to be very long. Okay, so yeah, I think that's probably the right way to look at it. Is we'll just take it out for now. That's fine. But then, oh, one of my lights died. I'm considerably less well lit now. Whatever, we'll cope. Um, what was I injecting? No man should have to outlive his lighting. I know, tragic. See all that you've built crumble before you. Game state system. Probably a good sign that I'm gonna hit the wall on this soon, but that's fine. We made a decent amount of progress. If I get this part working, we've nearly got full biome support working, so I'm quite happy with that. Not state equals, what am I doing? We want to say update image, and that's it. Why is that not allowed? Oh, I haven't imported UniRX. Yep. Switch state game dot storyline dot current no biome game state system biome game episode current biome. If it's the mountain, we say public image I've called Brew the stream needs to know. Yeah. Biome's linear now, weirdly. Lukewarm brew a distant third. Yeah. um, yeah, they're linear for now. I mean, there's no reason they have to be linear later. Like, we just don't have an ability to fork the journey currently, but there's nothing in the model that will prevent that being a feature of it. I'm still just sort of up in the air on like how many biomes we have and how you go between them and stuff are all things that I want to just play. I say play by ear, but play by feel is more like what I mean, where we just see what seems correct as we start implementing more. Man, I'm glad that we made the call to do it, but like the redesigning the map is another case of this like we're going backwards to go forwards again. Really, like I feel like keen to just like go forwards. Hub Brew is the best brew. I like the current map with the ability to add other features like special rooms, etc. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The current map is so much better. Like, I'm finding myself just enjoying the game a lot more in a very non-specific way. Like, it's just engaging. Okay, so we have updating image done there. I guess we update the image here too, and then we just see what that does overall. Got to populate all of these components values. Oh, sorry, I didn't answer you before, Jake. I missed that. Yeah. How does designing a game with a randomized run nature compare to linear start to finish style games? Um, it's very different. I'm going to tackle one thread of thought at once. I just read Ricky's comment, but I'll answer you first, Jake. I think that it's not like there's no answer as to which one is better or worse. They have different levels of difficulty slash strengths and weaknesses. Like something that I love and hate about the proc gen setup is like it's very combinatorial or like yeah, it's very systems driven, right? It's kind of what Ricky's saying with mechanic dependent, where like if two systems synergize, then you get a lot for free in a procedural sort of system where they just create new experiences and really interesting stuff through their own interactions. But conversely, it's like making lots of stuff happen is easy. Making something specific happen gets a lot harder. So you lose the control of like, I want it to be exactly like this in this situation. Um, that's also a good point that Ricky made. Boredom is always chasing you because it's this like cat and mouse game of the players trying to understand the underlying systems and that you're trying to make sure they're exposed to novelty and complexity at a slow increasing rate over time, but you have no ability to like precisely determine where the player will be and what they'll be experiencing. So I found like the tedium of like slogging through content just to make levels, make maps, make puzzles, like implement puzzles that we did in like the Thin Silence, that work doesn't exist, and that's nice because that work is for me kind of like fun killing to just be like I'm just making content. Um, yeah, that's basically massive novelty pack with massive diminishing returns. It's like in a linear game, you basically linearly get out what you put in, which in a short experience is good, and in a longer experience is very inefficient and laborious. Whereas in a procedural game, you get out more than you put in, but you don't choose what you get out very specifically. It's a bit more like casting spells and seeing what the outcome is with procedural stuff. Like you're just like, is it good or not? Adjust parameters, try again. So it really depends on what you like as a developer and as a player and what kind of game, you know. It's more interesting to make a procedurally generated game, I think, as a developer, in a one sense of the word interesting, in that it can actually surprise you and test you and challenge you. Whereas I memorized the Thin Silence, basically, and that's not that exciting. Uh, the other light went, yay! Now I look still not that bad, actually. I'll turn my main overhead light on. There we go. So we imported that again. Now Alright, so apparently this will do something. Let's have a look. I think maybe part of what I've recognized in the process of making this game. So we've moved on to the hair. Okay, I see. How long does your hair need to be before you'll do a photo shoot with an industrial fan off camera, making it flow lusciously in the wind as if you're an anime character during the closing credits? I feel like maybe that needs to be like a stream incentive or something. It's like that's my race to 100 subs, not subs, sorry, 100 followers or some shit. Is like I'll reward you with my anime moment. I was going to say on what Ricky said just before about every puzzle in Thin Silence is good, but none of them are life-altering. Every room in the Song of the Fae has the capacity to be the least or most interesting place. I'll also add that, for me personally, designing puzzles is not as fun as designing a system that can create puzzles. Like, it's just one layer of, like, difficulty up as a design. I hope Benpai will notice me. Benpai hits wrong. I hate that. So if I change the biome with L, so we did, oh, look at that. So it did the right thing, but not really. Let's run it again. So if we had to go to the boss instead of what I did on that run, let's just take the beeline approach. Lame. It did the thing, but it didn't do it the first time I pressed the button. That was the annoying thing. I was going to check what happened after I actually fought the boss and if it did it, like, properly, like, smoothly on the way back. So no, it doesn't. Okay, that's actually interesting. I guess we don't need to do it like this. We can actually do this because we have the information. And we don't even need the state system then. And that's better anyway. Oh, I see. Update image. Well, now we did need it. Foolhardy people. By people, I mean me. Foolhardy me. Sweet. I think I'm thinking about the comparisons between the Thin Silence and the Song of the Fae still. The thing that is really different between the two games is just the level of complexity of the Song of the Fae. Like, this Thin Silence was wide in terms of, like, there's lots of different features that don't really relate to each other. The Song of the Fae is deep, where there's just, like, thousands and thousands of lines of code concerned with, like, these seemingly fairly simple-looking systems. Alright, L. Now, you could say that that seems wrong, and I would agree. Why did that happen? I wonder when that got broken. It's big lag for some reason, but it worked. I'm hearing some extremely lit Spotify recommendation dubstep right now. So press L. It did it again. How weird. The thick silence. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's close to a ban for the stream. Don't say that again. Don't risk it. I feel like I don't even know what the thick silence would be about. It can't be good. So that took ages, and it seems like it, as a result, removed this. What's wrong with this? L must do something else. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the thick silence would have to be a dating sim. I just want to get to the exit, which apparently means that I'll get 2 rewards and do a bunch of challenges. A unit gains 1 luck. I love it. You get the luck. Someone gets bloodbound. These rewards are so tasty. I lost all my units. Doesn't matter. I can cheer in the boss. Interesting. That didn't work properly at all. What happened there? We could spawn the boss at the bottom. It's hard-coded to be at the top. Where do you want, like, do you want the player to spawn at the top? Oh, you mean the switching sides thing is a feature? Yeah, we could do that too. Um, there's a lot of little things here, but I don't think it's worth actually doing them because I'm sort of losing steam. We did do that. We did do that. We didn't do that. Board, sorry. Changing biome after boss does not reset state correctly. Consider swapping which spot the boss spawns in between top and bottom instead of repositioning the player. Yeah. So, still don't really, like... What is up with that? How is that possible? I've never seen this problem before. That last one might not have been all of what I needed, yeah. Yeah, we just wanted to commit this top bit. So this is pass parameters from board, from macro board, so from map to encounter. That's where better to put it. Then we've got That should have been part of that previous one. This is adjust difficulty calculation. Then the rest of this is basically all about changing the biome. Change support for changing biomes, reflecting biome on map. What I want to see is like, if I run this and I press L and it does the weird thing where everything goes white. Now it works? If I stop, it still cleared it. But that's not changed on disk. But if I save, is it? How the fuck? Unity's doing some crazy shit. Let's relaunch it and see if this keeps happening. Yeah, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Oh, did you say you sent me fan art, by the way, Jake? I didn't, yeah, you did. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, I will have to put this on the stream because it's pretty good again. I'm gonna hide my screen for a sec to do that. That was my microphone? I tried to hide my microphone. There we go. Back over here, and then return that. We can pop it open. Look, you're right. I see why you said lazy, but at the same time, I actually think that a better word is boundary. A better term is boundary pushing. Colliding the business world with the game development community. Honestly, like, there's something about having the toolbar and everything that makes it feel very, very legitimate. I like it a lot. You press L, it changed immediately. You pause. You look at the thing. Is it still breaking itself? It isn't. That's good. I don't know what was wrong before. It's okay. It doesn't look great in this one, but I'll give you that much. But it works. So what if we take the arduous journey over here towards that? Ken, I guess you're doing spreadsheet work today. I don't know what I would possibly have had as a clue for that, but I mean, I guess I could have guessed it. Spreadsheeting is like, okay, how can I put this the right way? For me, 15 minutes of spreadsheeting is a lot of fun, and then like an hour of spreadsheeting is like, kill me. We have arrived at the snake, I think, yeah. You know, you can break the shit out of this boss. Like, there's a lot of bugs with it still. Do I have control? I do. Cool. Six hours of casual spreadsheeting. That's the good shit. You love Google Sheets, to be honest. Yeah, look, Google Sheets is a trusted friend in these trying times. We must have changed biomes, but I'm not sure to what biome. It did it again! What the hell? Alright, we'll dig into this more later. Use elaborate formulas to fill one sheet from another. Were you doing finances? Paragraph long formulas. Oh, dude. There's something that I'm like... I feel like the dumbest and smartest person on earth when you have a big formula in like in Excel or Google Sheets. It's like, why have I done this to myself? Also, how cool that I can do this to myself. Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. Look, I have faded to enough mentally that I think it's time to call it. Trying to make a smart way to display the details of cases based on dates. Ah, I see. Yeah, see, this is the like. There is no good system for like a problem of a little bit of that like more complexity than what spreadsheets are designed to handle. You can get there with stuff like Airtable sometimes, but there's like this threshold where suddenly you're like, if I could write a program, it would be very easy to solve this problem, but I'd have to write a whole program, so it's not easy at all. I do think that like the future needs to consist of better ways for people to manipulate, display, query, etc. data. Like, people who aren't programmers actually have a high level of competency in thinking about data, and the tools don't really match it. Like spreadsheets are the best thing that have ever been invented for that, and it's what are they like 40 years old now? Could do a little more investigation maybe. Okay, as I said, I'm going to stop. I'm pretty happy with where we're at. It's quite a lot of fun to play the game. I'll work on this some more over the weekend, I imagine. The constraint of needing multiple devices. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I'll probably try and get a bit more of this done over the weekend. I do want to try and get a build with the map working ASAP, but I would prefer to take care of the tutorial problem and the chest room problem before pushing a real formal build. We'll see how that starts to track. Yeah. I'm actually like, map is good, next up fun. I agree. It will be interesting to like, I was just reading a thing the other day where someone was like, what was the biggest lesson you learned in early access? And they were like, don't change large portions of your game's design after entering early access because people will be mad. I'm just basically banking on the people who support us being into weird, different shit, if that makes sense. Okay. Yep. I'm rambling. Let's go. Let's turn it off. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's good to catch up with both of you. And like, well, anybody else who's watching, I haven't even checked the numbers. There may be others out there, but it seems unlikely. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, Ricky, Jake. I'll catch you in the next one. And obviously, I'll just keep talking to you. There are 5. Whoa, well, goodbye, 5 other people. Just me twice. It's all, every device in the house has got me streaming on it. However many people there are out there, I support all of you, unless it's the same person watching on multiple devices, in which case I support you once in total split between all the devices. Alright, on that confusing note, goodbye. I'll catch you in the next one. Yeah. Peace out, gang gang.